Hello fellow Snowrunners, what is going on out there today? Remo back and got some really good news for everyone. I have completed the, let's call it PTS version of this map. Now it's not even close to being finished contract wise. I have added in 7 recovery missions. I've added in a good sized log hauling mission. And I've added in the train pull mission for right now. We got a garage, trailer store, 6 watch points, and most of the large trailers are at the place, the factory, whatnot, where they're going to be. So basically right now, I am going to release this map for anyone that wants to get out on it. Do a little bug testing, as in looking for things floating, things out of place. Anyone that wants to add in their 2 cents on how the map plays, how it looks, any ideas that you may want to add to it. I don't know, it's going to be close to probably 15, 18 more tasks that I'm going to add in for the single map version. And even more than that for the region version. Now what I'm going to do is, after this release, I'm going to finish up. You'll see there's houses around the map that really aren't filled in. They don't have gardens around them. Some of the factories, the port, things like that aren't fully fleshed out yet, but they're playable. There's a whole bunch of garages that you can park in and do some RP with. So really building the world, I'm probably 95% done. Mission wise, I'm just starting to write out some more of the missions, but I kind of cobbled together a few things for everyone to do if you want to go out for a quick run, see the world, play around and have some fun. Today we are actually going to be completing the very first actual mission on this map, and what I've done is I've stuck all 7 of the recovery missions into one single contract. So you have to recover them all and then you'll get money, but the reward isn't really a big deal on this version of the map because there really isn't that many tasks. I've more just really tried to give everyone a quick place to play around, do a few missions, get a feel for the world, and like I say, throw some feedback my way if you like it, don't like it, maybe things you want to see. Like I said, I have a whole bunch of tasks that are going to, and missions and contracts, whatever you want to call them. I have a whole bunch of stuff that's going to be added. I just haven't got to that point yet. Now, as far as testing wise, I really haven't put many miles on this map yet. What you've all seen in videos is about the extent of the driving, and typically after I'm done doing a video, things change. So this will be the point. This is probably my longest journey through the map here, and like I said, it's the very first time we're going to go and complete a real task in the game that you guys are going to have available to you. Should be out when you see this video with any luck. I tested it and everything seems to work. I uploaded all versions for console, so I'm probably going to be another week and a half doing the contracts and more testing and so on. So hopefully it gets through the approval process quickly and everyone can kind of get out and play around if you so desire, and really give some feedback on where the map is. Still at the point where I can make changes because I'm not finished everything. You may even end up seeing another factory or building or 2, especially for the single map version, because some of the cargo that in the region version is going to be available on map 1, which is South River, won't be available in the single map version. So I got to kind of fudge it around and make it work for the and this is more than anything for the Switch players. They're not going to be able to download and play a 2-map region, and I'd like to have it available for everyone. So compromise, it's a little bit more work for me, but I'd rather see everyone play it. Speaking of Switch approval, I did notice today, out of nowhere, the South River map actually got approved on Switch consoles, which is pretty awesome. I don't know if anyone noticed, about a week ago, out of nowhere, the original highway hauling Bennington map got approved on Switch, which had sat there since September 9th of 2022. I don't know if they forgot about it or what, but anyways, it's available for Switch players too, which was nice to see, and I had honestly forgotten about it. Who knows? I don't understand the whole console approval process other than things need to work. If it got lost and somebody noticed it wasn't there, I don't know, but it showed up. So we got the old original Highway Haulin map, and we got the new Highway Haulin 2 map one, which is South River, available now, which is pretty awesome. As far as a region version of this, it's probably going to be another week after the single map version, because I do have to go back into the South River map and add a few things. The rocket stuff, I'm thinking, is going to be like a museum delivery, that we're going to pick it up from this abandoned factory out there. So I have to build in like a museum type building on map 1. A few little things like that just to change it up. I want to mix up the contracts a bit in terms of not being the exact same playthrough. Mind you, there are going to be things you need to come over to this map to get, which will be different from the original one. There'll be a lot more driving back and forth and longer hauls involved in it. I am going to try and add in another boat haul or two, as something someone suggested. May not be super complicated. At least one more on this map, and then maybe another one when I get to map 3, which is what I'm going to be working on next. Up in the mountains, probably half grass, half snow is what we're thinking. From here on out, I've really only been up this road once, and it wasn't with a trailer, so we'll see what this mud's like. I know this trail I toughened up a little bit, but we're actually going to save a Kodiak that is over a bank. I know this because I put it there. That's why I brought the crane. The truck we are using is the Zetros, or the Z4266 by Ranger, which is kind of one of those trucks that I use quite a bit. I really like this one. With most Ranger mods, they're pretty well balanced. Sometimes I honestly find them to be a little underpowered for what they should be, but solid vehicles, look really good, play really well in terms of giving you vanilla touch, which is also, you'll notice, we're crawling through this with a bit of trouble, but should be something you can get through with a decent vanilla truck, which is kind of kept in mind. The swamp might be a little tough with some vanilla trucks. Pick the right one with the right tires. Some of those new DLC Jack of all trades tires seem to do pretty good in the mud, so they'll probably be helpful on a few of the vehicles. And it is kind of fun to have some of those vanilla vehicles a little bit more capable. Still don't understand why a lot of them don't have mud tires, just off-road tires, and it does make a difference, especially when you're hauling a load. And we're using the Ranger military trailer pack, which I'll link all the mods down below as usual, so you can check them out, download them. See in the background, we got a bit of a lookout up there. I was gonna put a watch point over there, but I didn't because it's right on the edge of the map. So it's a place you can wander down the trails over this way and see if you can find the trail that takes you over there, and should be a nice photo op and kind of an interesting look at the port area is what I was going with that. We are just about up to the Kodiak, I think. I didn't turn the task on yet for some reason, but I do remember roughly where it is. This road I'm generally pretty happy with. It can't be too crazy. Yeah, we'll see where we're going just to be sure. I know it's off the side of the bank along this trail. And I haven't opened any watch points, but yeah, we're on the right track here. We just got to keep going a bit further. We'll mark it so we don't drive by it. This trail is going to be one that we're going to need to pull an 8-slot trailer down. I think it's going to prove pretty challenging, but bottom line is there are some vanilla trucks, some of the bigger ones that should be able to do it. I'm going to try it with like one of the Colobs or the Pacifics or something like that and see if I can get down this trail. It is pretty tight. I have gone through it and rolled over some of the hills, so there shouldn't be too many hang-ups, but I've left or added in all the trailers, at the big trailers at the spots where they will be, so that anyone that's out playing can haul them back out to the highway. You don't know where they're actually going to end up when everything's all put together, but bottom line is you're going to be pulling them down this road, so I put stuff like that in so that you can haul it around. There is that giant rig trailer that has to go out to the drilling rig site, which you will find if you're cruising around exploring. Feel free to hook onto that thing with your favorite heavy hauling truck and try and drag it up the hill. See if you can make it. Here we are with the Kodiak, so let's see what we can do. I'm just gonna kind of clip through this relatively quick so you don't have to go through the struggle. I can confirm that this did not go quite as smooth as what you're gonna see here, but bottom line is got it done. We probably don't need a crane for this one, but it's kind of fun to do a few recoveries with a crane. That's kind of why I dropped it over the bank and brought the trailer, just because it's a lot easier, or sorry, shouldn't say easier, it's more fun to RP with the actual loading on the trailer and bring it back like you would more like in real life than just dragging it. So we're ready to go. Now we do have an actual unload spot, and it is the little garage that's on the rest area along the highway. So we're actually going to head all the way back out. We passed it at the start of the video. That's probably not where it's going to end up. I'm going to change some of the drop-off locations of these vehicle recoveries, and I'm probably even going to add in a few more. I'm going to try to shoot for 10 truck recoveries on this one, and some of these will have trailers and stuff when the actual map releases, but for now I just threw in a few vehicles just to give you some fun. I don't think you really, like, you get a good look at it if you drive around, but you don't really test very well unless you're actually doing a bit of hauling and playing the game for real. So that's why I kind of busted my butt and got a few tasks put in, and it is extremely helpful for me when everyone that is interested goes and plays and lets me know of issues. I always miss stuff that's going on, or maybe just some ideas that come to some of you players as you're driving around and what you see on the map. There are some open areas on the map. I do intend on putting a few more camping spots and little cabins and stuff. I think I'm pretty much there for the amount of houses. And you'll see once you get out there, a lot of them have garages that you can park in, and you can get some pictures and keep a couple vehicles. Anywhere like from one garage up to, I think there's 4 or 5 car garages at a couple of them. Really a large variety of houses in terms of mansion type houses, tiny little huts, everything in between. Just trying to cover a lot of the RP base with this second highway Haulin region. The first one I had a lot of fun with, but I don't think I used it as well as I could for the RP stuff, which I'm really hoping this map will be a lot more fun. I've had a lot of people suggest that the 4th map maybe turn out being an ice roads type map again. Don't know for sure if I'm gonna do that, but what I really have considered is doing an ice roads region, which maybe the first map could be on land and then you have to go across the two maps. So if you had to picture the 4 maps, they would be in a line going from map 1 to map 2 to map 3 to map 4, which could really simulate a long run across the ice. So that's really something I'm considering. The only other thing that I want to do after the Highway Haulin region is probably a Fraser Island map, but I think my focus right now, if everyone's staying interested in these adventures, is getting these 4 Highway Haulin maps done and then on to something else. I don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm pretty flexible. I do have a lot of ideas for all those things I just suggested, so I could pivot to any of them at this point, really. But I am having fun building this region, getting back to a little bit of the better roads and using all the cargo by the end of it. Keep in mind, if you don't see what you want on this map, it may be something that's going to come on the next maps. I do have to spread things out. Can't have the same everything on every map. So, or even a suggestion that I haven't noticed yet and you throw out there, there's 2 more maps to come after this, and we can play around with this one a little bit more, so your ideas may very well get in there. Just keep throwing them out there because they're super helpful. And if nothing else, if it can't be done, I'll let you know and maybe we can come up with something that would work. All in all, pretty decent little recovery. Like I said, there are 6 more after this. A couple of scouts, a couple of big trucks, some off-road, on-road. 2 of them are out in the swamp. One of them's going to be pretty tough. But I'm happy with the look so far. I've got a lot of the signage in now. Next thing I want to start getting at is putting in all the power poles, which just takes quite a bit of time. You can add some of them, you can add them in automatically down a road, but they're a little bit close together on some of the roads. Like in a road like this, you wouldn't have poles too close together. I don't know, we'll see. They also, I should have done it first before I added in laneways to different places, because they may spawn right in the middle of a laneway. Knowing my luck, most of them do. So we'll see. It's one of those things though, if I do them by hand, I can tip a few of them different ways. You know, it's the little things like that, like every sign being perfectly 90 degrees is not real life. When you drive around, you're going to see a lot more variety. Stop signs, you know, somebody may have dinged it at some point. I try to add that little stuff in the maps. Sure, some of y'all notice. So we got the trailer store just in the background. This is a little bit more of a populated area, but none of it's really much of a town. This is much more rural than the first one. You got the little shipping building, pizza place. I may do a couple of little like food delivery tasks or something like that from those buildings. We'll see. It might just be set pieces. There's the garage in the background. This is going to be a buildable garage in the final release of the map. For the region version, sorry. Not in the single map. I'll just leave it an open garage. But in the region version, you're going to have to come over here and build the shop, which will open the garage for you. Until then, you have to work from the single garage in the first map. And we are just not too far from the highway, just over the edge. I tried to add more of these scenic roads with cliffs on the side. You can get a bit of a view once in a while. Down that cliff is actually the house we started in, and one of my last couple videos, I think it was 2 or 3 videos ago, I'm pretty sure we got a 5-car garage down there, big house, and you got a nice pond, so should be ripe for the picking for somebody to settle in. If you want to live the high life type feeling. We're just gonna hop back on the highway here again, and just a quick jaunt down the road, and we'll get to the little rest area with the garage there. And hopefully we'll see it disappear, the little zone, because we've delivered this truck. Now, right now, you won't get any of these vehicles until you complete all 7 of the tasks. The way I laid it out, it was just quicker and easier. And right now, we don't really need the vehicles too much. I think I gave you $100,000 to start. You got a few vehicles you start with as well, so money in that shouldn't be an issue. I forgot to enable the dev menu, but I didn't realize that till I had all the files uploaded, so I'll add that in if I do an update before the map is finished, which I most likely will. The final product won't have dev tools, kind of keep with the play scheme here, so we got our fuel stations added in and all that now, and that is our unload just in the distance, so we should just have to activate the task again. And it's hard to keep track of if you have it on or off. You notice the drop off points, but with the immersion mode hiding the UI, and looks like everything worked. So let me know what you think. Love to hear what you think of the map. We'll talk to y'all again real soon.